All right, it is April 30th, 2023, last day of April, in fact, and we are starting at 8:02 Central Standard Time on the dot, or Central Daylight Time, whatever.
Oh.
OU Flag Guy, I want to thank Sean for joining me tonight. Sean, how are you doing tonight? What all has been going on?
Well, I've canceled my Rivals membership.
Okay, you lost me on that one. Was not
You-
expecting that. I was expecting
I
a
have
joke
canceled.
or something. Why?
I have canceled my OU Rivals membership, and I've subscribed to the On3 Oklahoma membership.
And why is that? Are you allowed to
Because
say it yet, or-
because Kerry, Josh, Eddie, and all those guys are moving to On3 tonight.
Oh, gotcha. Is that what their big thing that they keep saying of watch
Well,
us
no,
guys
it's
like at 11 o'clock tonight?
No, they couldn't say anything like I guess legally or whatever, but it's like the worst kept secret is like, oh, like you see the On3 site and you see like the message board was already put up, and it's like the message board was nicknamed SS. It's like okay, or Crimson Corner. It was like CC. It's just like
Yeah.
okay, okay. You guys moved on 3, so they're having a big stream tonight, like at midnight Eastern, I guess. So
Gotcha. That makes sense. I was like, are you allowed to say that? But no, if it's already there, it's in
they said they like Gary was able to say today's our last day of Rivals. I'm like I mean, we figured out that a while ago, but once I figured out the on because I had to cancel my Rivals sub, a little because like I get billed like on the 21st, so I haven't had Scoop access for the last 9 days. So it's like,
Scoop. You could just ask me.
No, you don't. You said you didn't have it anymore or whatever.
No, I do have it. Mine's a yearly subscription, but it's at the end of the year when it renews.
Oh well, yeah. So you should cancel that, and then because you can get On3 for $1 right now up until October.
Right.
Then that's when it charges you for a year.
Right. So I may, because at the end I'm still gonna have access to the Rivals or whatever it is.
I subscribe for Josh and Eddie primarily.
Yeah, because they get the good stuff from it.
Yeah.
So does that mean they're not going to post at Rivals or anything anymore?
Yeah, well, they're done. They're on On3. So On3 is the new hotness. So.
Man, that's going to be a waste of my dollars. Then I guess that's like $50 wasted or whatever.
I mean,
won't be able to just cancel and get that refund.
Well, yeah, but the good news is, for like they're doing the thing where you can $1 a month till October. Then you'll get the annual charge.
Yeah.
So you'll be paying. This will get this way. You'll be paying your annual charge a couple months earlier, but it only costs you like $1 a month up until October, so middle of the season.
Yeah.
So you could afford $1 a month. Just switch over. So
$1 I easily
so I would do that quick. So
right, I just need to make sure.
I'm sure this is riveting conversation for I don't know if anyone's here yet, but whatever.
2 people are.
Okay, I think it's us. I think it's probably us. Who knows?
That's fair.
It's riveting conversation, but I mean, oh yeah, okay. So I have a thing to say about softball.
Sure, start softball. I mean, I want to talk draft tonight for
sure. We will. We'll get to the draft. I just want to get this away. So I quasi embarrassed myself a little bit in one of my videos this past week where I said, hey, next week do some watch alongs for Bedlam and softball 1 versus 2. Looking for it, and then some of the comments will show us how much you've been paying attention. OSU has dropped X amount of games or whatever. This is like, I haven't been paying attention to OSU. So I just assumed they were good, and it made me realize, like, wait a minute. Here's the thing: if you're an OU softball fan on any level, do you have a reason to watch anyone else at this point? Unless OU's playing them.
No, you don't, because
exactly.
It's the Alabama in their prime dynasty. That's where OU is at. It's literally.
I think that's different. I think that's different. That's college football is like fun, but it's like, I mean, I'm not saying softball isn't fun. OU softball is fun to watch, but it's like, this is being a spoiled OU softball fan. I have no reason to watch anyone else besides OU softball. I think I made an exception. I think I made an exception and watched like OSU Texas once because it was like a pivotal game to decide who was going to play OU and stuff. Like that was like last year, the year before. Where it's like I'm just like, who's next? because no one's beating this team. No one's beating this team this year.
No,
I just don't see
very
it.
lucky night, and that's it.
Yeah, and then they trounced them in the series in Waco like a week or two ago. So it's like, okay, we avenged that blemish. It's like, damn it, this team probably could, if they hadn't screwed up that way, probably could have ran the table.
Yeah. Like, well, and I don't like that they lost, but I do like the yes, you are vulnerable if you don't bring your A game.
Don't like that they lost, damn it.
I don't either, but Patty wants them to face that adversity because then later of the season that
she has to invent new ways every year to come up to motivate the team. It's like, all right, we're going for championship number 3. How do I keep this team motivated and not do stupid things?
But they are though. That's the thing. That's the scary part is they are, because how many teams have three-peated just in general on any sport?
One. Well, I was supposed to say UCLA did it once.
I'm talking across all sports, football, baseball. That's
no one has
a
ever
lot to ask.
No one has ever three-peated in college football or FBS level.
Yeah, it's people have gotten close, but they have not. Basketball, the only one even I can think of.
I mean, I guess
the Bulls.
SC on a technical level. Almost till Vince Young had something to say about it.
Yeah.
OU could have gotten it if it wasn't for Notre Dame back in the 50s.
Looking at I had to Google it with it. It's literally very few teams have it, because unless you count Army from
Bama
46.
Bama was a kick 6 erasure away from potentially going 3 in a row. For 11-12, but just think about it, they would have won the national. Like, well, I say that I don't know how Florida State would have matched up with Bama.
I think Bama would have won.
You think Bama beats Florida State is because FSU got Auburn.
You're talking 2013, right?
Yeah, the crazy the play that affected so many lives and so many deals, but
yeah, I would say yes, because Auburn beat Alabama on a lucky play, but they still did not have the defense, in my opinion, to anywhere close to Bama's. And I think Bama could have motivated themselves against
well, they weren't motivated against Oklahoma, as we all know.
Florida State. Oh, I know they weren't.
They weren't motivated,
even though Derrick Henry ran like a bajillion yards. They weren't motivated at all. Like, they were just there as participation trophy.
God, that's a huge what if. Like Bama 2013 with like true freshman Derrick Henry, instead of giving the ball to Saban would have given the ball to TJ Yeldon all the time, still, like he did against us.
Yeah, well, and that was always my big thing was at that game. Why didn't he give it to Derrick Henry? I know why. But
he did at the end. He scored a touchdown to get it within a score until OU like finished the job. It's not like they weren't. I mean, it's not like they weren't attempting to get him the ball. It's just like you should give him the ball like every like. It's like I understand why people say that, but it's like he got the ball in a pretty key play that made people a little nervous until Trevor Knight led that drive that ate up a bunch of clock and then. The ball and
yeah. I mean, it's no different though than people ask why did Trevor Knight have such a bad year.
We went from softball and somehow once again our thoughts turned to the 2014 Sugar Bowl.
Death taxes. Bob, how many times are you going to mention that Sugar Bowl? Sean, Josh, how many times are you going to mention that damn Sugar Bowl?
I'm gonna take that video down that I made, so we don't have this problem anymore.
That's true. But
then someone will message me, why did you do that? It's like,
I think everybody would. I wouldn't be surprised if the main school just like, hey, Sean, can you put that video back up, please?
It's my most popular videos. It's a tie between that one and the Baker DX video on Twitter. So it's a tie.
Which is funny with the DX one because you did that as an absolute joke. And you're like, a fucking course.
I thought like 12 people would find it humorous, and then
apparently all of Student Nation thought it was funny.
Well, everyone and so you need to make one for the Browns. I'm like, I'm not a Browns fan. You do it.
But I don't have the technology. Don't care.
And then they got videos where you like there are certain douchebags who just rip off like some joke videos I made and just do it.
Yeah.
Don't get the joke.
Like I mean, Oklahoma State problems and
no. See, okay, so I made a joke video. I made a joke video for like OU Texas Wake one year.
Yeah.
And it was the Hank Hill, Bobby Hills, like, they found Bobby, look what I found in the nightstand. It was a VHS tape, and I superimposed Red River Shootout highlights 2001. I was like, what the heck is this? Yeah. Do you want to watch? And they put in the VHS tape in and watch, 4x3. It's the Roy Williams Superman play.
Right, I remember that perfectly.
Right, yeah. Right, and then someone took that and used a more modern year. I forget what year it was, but it was clearly an HD and then did the same joke. I'm like, you stupid idiot. The joke doesn't work because you have a VHS copy of a game that would have been an HD broadcast. It's like, you don't get the joke. It doesn't work. They found a VHS tape from 2001. That's the joke.
But I mean, explain it, Sean.
And you can't even do the joke right. I hate him. I'm not going to say who it is. You can figure it. I hate him so much. He is such a douche. Such a douchebag.
Is it okay?
No, do not get. We're not playing guessing games. No.
Fine.
We're not playing guessing games.
Fine. Regardless of it. No, I had a question for you with softball while you brought it up though. Everyone's melting down about that Nebraska game where they had the volleyball and it sold out, and everyone's saying, "Oh, Patty said that we're gonna try to get softball instead." I'm like, guys, that ain't happening.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain to me about what happened now.
So, University of Nebraska volleyball played in Nebraska's football stadium a game, and they sold the stadium out. Like 87,000 people attended a volleyball game. Well, that's been making the rounds a bit, and it was brought up.
Wait. Oh, okay. This makes sense now because I saw someone post, could you fit the softball field in Memorial Stadium? That's why people were okay. I saw that today.
So you're on the same track now.
Okay, I just didn't know what it was like. Okay, why are people putting this in here? What they're trying to assume is that 85,000 people will show up to watch a softball game for OU. No, that's not happening.
Well, it's also too, they're taking out of context what Patty was saying, where it was like Coach Patty was mentioning the volleyball with it. It was like, so you know what my next conversation with Joe C is going to be. Everyone's taking that like, oh, she's gonna try it. Seriously, I'm like,
I love OU softball. I love them to death. I don't like, and this is not a shot at Patty or girls. It's 85,000 people are not sure. You can't.
That's what Nebraska's known for.
You can't sell out the spring game. Even last year, they had 75, which is great. Like 75 didn't show up for the spring game. So you're telling me 85 going to show up for softball?
No.
For just a regular game that's not a championship game or something?
And let's assume, and Sean, let's assume for just a moment they do. You can't even fit the softball field in the stadium because you can go baseball, football. You can't go football to baseball, softball. The field logistics don't work. So there's no way to even do that.
Just don't.
It was funny, Patty mentioning it, but I'm like, guys, like, it's not ever going to happen. Go play at the College World Stadium.
I mean, congrats to Nebraska volleyball for in the Huskers for showing up because, I mean, they got to have a team to root for in that city, I guess. That does something. I mean, we'll see what happens with Matt Rule in year one. I'm sure everyone's really excited. I think people are underselling Matt Rule, and they're not giving him enough attention. But everyone's going to pay attention to Deion Sanders. No, people are going to pay attention to Deion Sanders because Deion Sanders is flipping the entire football roster.
Man, you should have been here Wednesday last week. We talked about that, Sean. Me, Andrew, and Gavin. We went. Yeah, and here's my question, Sean. I'm going to throw that at you. We're on football. We're nowhere even near the draft, but I think Deion is already setting himself up for failure because.
Well, no, like hang on. Hang on.
No have warm bodies.
Wait, hang on. No grown adult is walking into 2023 thinking Colorado is going to be good.
Colorado.
Like if anyone thinks that, just because Deion is there, Colorado football is going to be lucky to win 5 games. That will be an improvement.
5. I'm thinking like 1.
Okay, well then they're
2 is overachieving.
Okay, I think they'll win more than 1. I'll give credit where credit's due to that Dion has
fair,
one.
Fair.
If you make it to if you can get in position to be bowl eligible, which is like, good Lord, that is the lowest of bars, and it seems, but like he's turning like, I forget, like Andy Staples was talking about this like earlier. It's like, this isn't like remodeling your kitchen in your house. This is tearing down the entire house to the foundation and starting from scratch.
Right. It's
like, why did you bought a house and you wanted the property, and you're literally tearing down the entire house and building from the ground up. You're not, let's remodel the bathroom or the kitchen. Let's put a chandelier up. Let's turn the basement into a TV den type room area or something. No, that's not what, like, Colorado's not beating USC.
They're not, but
are you nuts?
It would be funny if they happened.
I don't like.
Fantastic.
I don't like Tebow either. Like, Colorado ain't beating USC. That is not happening.
I mean, we never thought Kansas would beat Texas in football, but yeah, here we are, and they done it twice.
That's. Listen, will it be a TV, like? Listen, Colorado games will be a TV draw just because who the head coach is,
and it's Colorado.
And
they'll pull stuff from the Denver. I mean, I get it. I get why he's doing the complete tearing literally everything out.
I mean, I guess it's just, but no, it's like, this isn't like he's not doing. He just walked in there and said, I can't, like, y'all want 111. I don't want any of you. Like, he got rid of 40, 50 guys, something like that.
He only has 11 scholarship left.
From the previous team, you mean?
Yeah, he only has 11 as of Friday.
It's like, I'm taking 11 of you. The rest, like, I'll give Dion credit. Day one, when he showed up day one, he said, "Look, here's how it's going to go down. A lot of you are not going to be here next year. It's like, if some of you, we'll find out who's going to be here next year. But like, some of you should already know. Get ready to enter the portal. You should already know. Some of you already know you're going to the portal." Like, he was up front about it. People, like, see, that's another thing that's going around college football, because OU's been trimming the fat. There might be they need like a handful more guys to leave before the season. So, I mean, also a shout out to Oklahoma diehards on Facebook for having the most like over the top, clickbaity headlines. Oklahoma loses a key defender to the portal, and it's like a third string defensive back that you don't even know. It's like, I hate that website so much, mostly because of those headlines.
It's the same thing as the not football related, but it's like comic book resource online. When one of the biggest 5 comic book industries is melting down right now, or comic companies, and they haven't mentioned it one time, it's like, guys, we understand you have clickbait, but it's kind of important that IDW is going under. It's kind of important, kind of a big deal. So, clickbait sucks.
Yeah, no one knows what that is, but it's like, well, they lose key defender to the portal. It's like, I'm sorry. I was like, was it Damon Harmon or whatever it was? I forgot his name was. He was like a barely scratched the depth chart. It's like, no.
It was.
It's like, who? For most people, it's who? Yeah, exactly. If you have to say who, not a key defender. Like, if it was Woody Washington, yes, like all hands on deck, that's a big deal. But it's not Woody Washington. So, anyway.
Well, but going back to the Colorado, though, I look at it as you got to have people on the team, though, even just for rotating purposes.
Why?
Because he's not going to get.
But he decided, but Josh, he decided, like, I'm not going to pretend that most of these guys are going to do anything. Like, he said he didn't half-ass it. I will give Dion credit. He did not half-ass it. He walked in and he said, I'm going to take you, and you. The rest of you could go.
But
if you're a Colorado, he is telling everyone this year is a total rebuild. It's a big risk. I'm not going to lie. But this is his plan. He believes he can recruit and get guys from the portal and recruit and have a big time recruiting class. You can do that. This is an old school 5-year rebuild, and I know people aren't used to that because it's not 1989. Okay,
we haven't seen that.
Coaches getting 5 years to build their program does not exist anymore.
And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand Colorado's literally.
Bob Stoops ruined that for everybody back in 2000.
Yeah, he did. But I get it. I get the Colorado hasn't had more than like a 10-win season since like 2016 and even earlier than that. I just keep going.
Well, that was an outlier. That was like weird. It's like, wow, Colorado's top 10. This is interesting.
But Sean, the same thing though is.
I mean, they were a fraud. Colorado was a fraud that year.
Oh, absolutely. But who are they going to get from the portal? Like, I'm fully expecting Dion to contact one of the former Colorado players to come to Colorado and be like, coach? Yeah, no. Why? Because I left. Oh, you were that player. Like, I expect that to happen and us to hear that. But then again, though, he's not winning favor, though, with some of these players, though, with the transfer portal because he refused to release
winning favor with who? With what players?
A lot of them that said he was not going to release any of the player tapes from it, and the school had to say no. We're superseding Dion on this. We're releasing your footage.
No, dude. That's practice film. You don't release practice film.
And the school said we're superseding that. Of yes, we are.
Which is stupid. That's practice. No, Josh. There's a difference. If you've been a dude riding the pine your entire career, I'm sorry that you didn't get out on the field and have actual game tape that people have watched in actual games. Releasing practice film, you don't release practice film to other coaches or schools. Nobody does that. Not even Oklahoma doesn't do that. Texas does. This is practice film. This is in-house stuff for you, not for others. No. I'm totally with Dion on this. Like people are like screaming and saying, "How dare he do?" No. This isn't like you. This isn't like you will not get like all 22 ESPN footage of like this game, so you can get a good look at how he played on the O-line. No, that's not what this is. Like you do not get in-house practice film. There is a difference. So if Colorado superseded and said, okay, it's not going to matter because he's turning over the entire team anyway. But it's just every school does not do that.
I wouldn't be. I mean, I honestly do not know. It's one of those, maybe.
I do know. Like
I want to say
because when I read up and heard what it was, like he wanted to release practice film that's in house. Like, no, you don't give that out.
But I even think we've done that, but I think it was for NFL scouts, though.
Yeah, but that's for the NFL. You're not playing NFL teams.
I understand the difference between
there's the difference.
Either way, like it's still a bad look when it's not clarified if it's not practice, it's game footage.
The coach went into the practice film that's like meant for analysis, and everyone got their arms up. Oh, how Dion's a jerk! And I'm not trying to.
Dion is a jerk, but
he's prime time, man. He was a Dallas Cowboy, won a Super Bowl, and so I'm a prime time fan back in the day. So,
do you think? Okay, do you think he is doing it right?
I don't know if he's doing it right. He's running his program the way he wants to run his program. He's had success at the HBCU level, so we know he can take a football. We know he can take a football team at a certain level of college football and turn them into a winner within a couple of years. We know we have seen him do this, and he has earned the right to get hired by a Power 5 school to take that job and to turn it into something. Because Colorado, once upon a time, used to be a power. They temporarily occupied the spot that belonged to OU in the 90s when Oklahoma decided to take 10 years off from being competitive. But yeah, Colorado was a power. Yeah, we're on a sabbatical, and Colorado took our spot. And we'll see what happens. So,
what about for not Colorado, but switching a gear? What about Michigan State? Do you know what's happening up there? Because we saw there.
Oh my God, Mel Tucker.
What is going on? Because I've seen their wide receiver and like their star cornerback. They're out.
I
Do they like covered wagons?
I wouldn't mind their wide receiver. I'll take all the wide receivers we can get. Mel Tucker, year 1 and 2, could have done things better. I don't know what's happening at Michigan State. So, for all of those people who think David Stone is going to Michigan State,
and that's why I brought it up. He's not
going. David Stone ain't going to Michigan State. But okay. Do we talk about the draft now? I guess.
Yeah, we can talk.
It's been 25 minutes and we haven't talked about the draft, but
we've been talking football stuff. We talk softball stuff. It's all relevant. It all ties in.
I mean, the draft is the ultimate background noise when you do things during the weekend. The best thing they ever did was make the first round its own night. And I know it's been years since they've been doing that, but it's like, God, it's been over a decade since they started doing that. Smartest thing they ever did.
I wanted to go because it's only a 5-hour drive, but when I heard that it's raffle only really to get inside, I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm not going to deal with that.
Yeah, but I mean, if you lived in Kansas City, I guess, but it's like, I wouldn't want to go.
It's part of my bucket list.
I wouldn't want to go to I wouldn't want to go to the draft because that's the type of thing you can chill at home and do. It's like I don't need to be there in a jersey and go. Like,
I want to go one time if it's one of our players like a Kyler or a Baker. You know they're going to be number one
unless they don't show up. Unless they don't show up and they stay home and get picked via satellite like Baker did. So.
But yeah, well, speaking of that,
there's always one. There's always at least one or two first rounders who get picked via satellite.
He was at home. He didn't.
But there was no. To be fair to Antoine, he was not a guaranteed. There was no guarantee he was going first round. Late first round is like could slip into the second or third.
He took Will Levis's spot. Sean, don't you know that?
Well, Jacksonville's already got a quarterback that may potentially fail in the NFL. They don't need another one.
That's fair. I can't believe he convinced himself he was going in the first round. Like nobody thought he was going in the first round.
I mean, some people did, but props to Anton, man, because I thought if Anton stayed another year, he would have been like a slam dunk, like top 15 pick.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, okay, if he's a first round, okay, and he got taken. The Jag, like,
I'm happy for him. I'm
really no. It's good for Bill Bedenbaugh because he finally got that recognition of having a guy taken in the first round. And because you look at all the players that he's put in the league, I mean, granted, it's like a combination of head coaches and everything, but he's been the O-line coach since 2013. And like you just look at if you put together a roster of Bill Bedenbaugh offensive line, it's a damn good offensive line.
Yeah.
You got Orlando Brown, you got Creed Humphrey, you got Anton, Cody Ford's in the mix. Who am I missing? There was like a list. I forgot the list out there, but you know, just like Ben Powers.
Yeah.
So it's just like you could put together a pretty salty O-line of Bill Bedenbaugh guys.
Lane Johnson.
He's not a Bill Bedenbaugh. He was the year before.
You're right. Yeah.
But even so, it's like, you know, you add in Lane and Trent. Trent's going to the Hall of Fame, so it's just a matter of time.
Bedenbaugh has earned his paycheck on it. No thanks to Tebow.
But it's frustrating because like you see what his guys do and they don't get drafted high. Like Creed Humphrey was a first rounder, but he's a center. We don't take centers in the first round or whatever made up bullshit they come up with. It's like here's another thing just that drives me crazy about the NFL draft. All year, everyone has a mock draft. There's always a mock draft happening. I swore off mock drafts like a year ago because they're worthless.
Because they don't mean anything. It helps of getting the general idea of, okay, it's pretty obvious who's going to go.
Yeah, but there's people are making mock drafts for next year now, and they're all worthless.
And that's dumb. Yeah, they're dumb.
Caleb Williams going number 1. Okay, probably. Yeah, congratulations. Like you figured out who number 1 is likely going to be. Congrats. Everything else is just guesstimating on who. Yeah, you're guesstimating on who like the best like college players are, and it doesn't always translate to the NFL. You can be the greatest college player in the world, but like if you don't have pro traits, you ain't gonna do squat.
I mean, even look at Nick. It's coaches applied. Look at Nick Saban. He wasn't that great of an NFL coach. Obviously, the greatest of all time in college.
Well, I think it
goes both ways.
Saban's career would have been very interesting if he had Drew Brees instead of Dante Culpepper. Because his doctor would not clear Drew Brees with his shoulder injury. And so he went with Dante Culpepper and his bad knees instead. And it's like, well,
You know,
and then we went from I'm not going to be the head coach at Alabama to the Mayflower, Alabama moving truck right in front of his house like a week later.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not going to be the head coach at Alabama. It's like, oh, so many people wish that statement was true back in 2007.
Texas wishes that was, yeah.
Oh, God.
But no, Antoine going first was fantastic. I'm like I said, I'm very happy for Beatenbo as well because he's been really wanting. And if you looked at really like the draft in general was all over the place. No one really truly had a read. A lot of him had anywhere from like.
I look at projections I look at Kuiper the night of. To be fair,
yeah.
Because it's like, okay, that's gonna be the closest to like I think this year's draft had like the most trades during the draft than any other draft of the modern era, or just ever. Because I mean, trades didn't happen way back in the day, but you see, Marvin went second. I'm happy for Marvin Mims going second round.
I will be up front. I'm surprised Marvin Mims went second. I thought he was a third round pick for sure. Like I thought there was just better players in front of him.
Well, he was like what? Who cares? He was like he was at the bottom of the second. So that's like very
I know
close.
He was the last pick before the third round, but still, it's still the second.
I thought he was a third rounder. He was like one pick away from being a third rounder. So you're not wrong. So
I mean, but
he just made the cut.
What do you think of Wanye? Well, first off, let me back up. Are you happy with where Antoine is going? Same thing with Marvin Mims.
I mean, he gets he'll get free AEW tickets. He'll probably be at the he'll probably be at a Rampage or a Dynamite at some point.
That's fair.
Because hey, here's the latest draft pick for the Jags.
What about they're calling him Mile High Mims now. Do you like Mims at the Broncos or would you like Bills?
I mean, is Russell Wilson still the quarterback?
I think so. I think.
I mean, I hope Mims as well. I really do. Didn't have the greatest 2022. We'll see if he but Eric graded the Giants. I hate it.
Well, before that, Antoine as well. Do you see he's a day one starter?
Are we playing him left or right? Where is it like
best case scenario, wherever you think he should be at. Do you?
I mean, day one is I'm not a fan of.
Legitimate question, because there are going to be players who are starting day one, and I asked that for a reason.
I mean, if you're a guard, I don't mind rookies at guard or even center. Tackle's a different story. Tackle takes a minute. You don't want to put a rookie out there if you don't have to. But if you're like a guard, center guard, I'm a little more comfortable playing a rookie than I would be at playing tackle for a rookie. That's just me personally.
I mean, and I know Marvin Mims, he's probably not going to be a day one starter. Like that's an easy one. He's got to learn a little bit. He might.
I mean, I don't know about a starter, but you're a second round pick. You'll get in there and make an impact, maybe.
Yeah, he'll play, but he won't be a starter. That's
as long as you're healthy and you don't get hurt and everything. So
before Eric Gray, though, we also had one before him, Wanye Morris.
I mean,
you replaced that high.
I mean, Orlando Brown didn't re-sign with the Chiefs, which I thought was a choice for both parties. But hey, the man wanted to get paid. He went and got paid. So go and getting another beat-and-bow tackle, go for it. So,
but Wanye is nowhere near as talented as Orlando, though.
No, I'm not a chance.
They're not even the same universe.
Wanye Morris was not very consistent last year. When he wanted to,
dialed it. Let's be honest, he dialed
when he wanted to be, he could be good.
He was one of the most terrible players on the team. I have no problem saying that because he was lazy, and it showed. Well, he did not put, or at minimum, he did not put the time in for it because I'm surprised he went third round.
Now Tyler Guyton, on the other hand, I think is going to have a very nice year, very nice season. So
Anyway,
I need Tyler Guyton to have a great year at right tackle. But
Bring the energy. Bring that energy. Wanye, I do believe will be a starter because, as you said, he's going to replace Orlando Brown. Probably will be a starter.
Again, what have I said? Starting at tackle as a rookie, as a third rounder.
Yeah, but if they're willing to let Orlando,
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how camp goes. Great of the Giants is just disappointing because I hate the Giants and I hate seeing OU players on the Giants because I hate the Giants.
Now, is it because you hate the Giants with it, or it's like
I hate the Giants, Eagles, and Washington? So,
well, I mean, do you think it's actually a bad fit for him as well? Like,
I have no idea. I'm sure they think they can make him work because he's an all-purpose guy, and so you need to be a little bit. You need to be a little bit of an all. You need all-purpose guys are what you need to be in the NFL, and hopefully you can pass block. But
I mean, he's gonna be behind Saquon, but I mean, I'm not surprised that he did go like that late. I am not surprised
if Saquon can stay healthy. So you say he'll be behind him, but
what about last guy too was Braden Willis.
I mean, wish him the best of luck. He's a late round guy. No guarantee he's going to make it out of camp. I hope he does well. Wish him the best. This is not me like dooming him or anything. It's just
it's being
those are the realities of the draft when you get down to the 6th and 7th round. There are no promises being made. So you just got to do well in camp, kick ass, and make yourself vital, and go from there.
Yeah, and then of course he made it. At least he had realistic expectations. Unlike Turk, like, bro, you're a punter. Like, you need to know. Like,
dude, punters get drafted. It happens.
He does, but then he decided to spout his mouth off on his stuff, and everyone went, "Nope, we're not drafting you. We'll sign you as an unsigned free agent."
Yeah,
like he was a dumbass. Like, sorry.
Well,
is what it is.
Well, he gave his opinion on certain concerts, I guess, or whatever, and it's like, all right, that is a choice.
I didn't even know about the concert. I know about the rest, but
what are you talking about? What did he say? What else did he say?
Because I'll tell you after chat. Chat.
Did he get a little GOB, a little too uncomfortable for? Oh, of course he did.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Turk was at they showed Turk at the softball game today. He was like he looked pissed. He was just on his phone, just like his body language. He did not look like he was happy.
Look. Maybe if I said the same thing. I do not disagree at all. Like, why are we setting a double standard with this when there's literal like wife beaters in the NFL? I agree 100%. It's a double standard, but you go convince the NFL to draft, like, get rid of like one of the top players on their team or something like that from like the first 3 rounds. It's a double standard. I ain't disagreeing at all with it, but yeah, there's a difference of your star running back versus your punter. It's just the reality of it.
No.
Yeah. It is what it is. So
we'll see what the head gang has to say. Woo!
Woo! There was also we had other undrafted. I think who was
Turk went to the Dolphins. Justin Broyles got picked up, which is kind of amazing. I
saw Hazelwood went undrafted. I know he wasn't on the team last year, but Hazelwood went free agent, and I think he was pissed too. Like, it is what it is. Oh, Chris Murray got picked up.
Good for him.
Chris Murray got picked up.
What an indictment on Riley when it comes to. It's like, oh, look at the quarterbacks. Yeah, there's other positions he's struggling at. I know OU continued like this is like what 6. Like I know every school comes up with their own little thing with the draft. They always invent things.
Yeah.
But for OU, it's like this one's at least kind of consistent, I guess. This is like what the 16th year in a row they've had at minimum 4 players drafted, like 16 years in a row. So that's good. My favorite one was from I saw it's like Texas makes history in the draft. They did, and this is adorable. First Big 12 team to have 2 running backs drafted in the first 4 rounds. You just made that up.
Yeah, that's nothing to be proud of.
Like, it's just like within the first, like, what does that mean? Did you someone was digging for it's that if your accolade is that complicated, it's not an accolade.
But it showed. I mean, to be fair, I saw that where it was like
not in the nation or in FBS. The first to have 2 running backs drafted in the first 4 rounds in Big 12 history. It's like, get the hell out of here with that shit.
Like I said,
they need to invent things considering they didn't have a player drafted last year.
Yeah,
which is still embarrassing.
But I mean, not as embarrassing as the Pope.
I think embarrassing is 49-0. I can't wait.
I think I saw one where it was.
God, I can't wait for October. Please get here.
I want November because it's just like I saw one where it was Oklahoma State did not have like this is the 7th. This is the 6th out of like 7 years in a row where it's like a player did not get drafted from Oklahoma State, and it's like, but we keep winning, so Gundy must be doing something right. I'm like,
wait, no one from OSU? No, OSU had a player drafted or 2. Yeah, they did.
I'll go back to that stat then because it was like in the first couple.
What are you talking about? OSU had players drafted. I know they did.
Let me go back and find it, but it was something like along the lines of no, it was bad. It's a bad showing at that point.
You're saying that no one from OSU? Hang on a second.
I'll go back and find it.
I know some from OSU got drafted. I don't know how many. Yeah, like Jason Taylor got drafted the 7th. I'm just like scrolling down. There's 1. So you're saying nobody got drafted. There's 1.
I'm trying to find the stat then that I saw.
Because you said no one from if no one from OSU got drafted, like everyone would have been I would have made a video about that shit if that's what happened.
I forgot. Back up to almost 25 minutes ago. I forgot to mention, speaking of Nebraska, Sean, did you see Casey Thompson is now transferring out of Nebraska, and everyone is saying he probably should go to Oklahoma State.
Tyler Lacey, that's 2 into the 4th round.
Everyone's saying he should go there. Well, I'm trying to find the stat.
You need to clarify because I found 2.
It may have been deleted then because I just saw it yesterday on it.
Yeah, but they at least 2 guys.
Let's see.
Do they have any first rounders?
No. No.
I didn't know.
I both know.
Oklahoma State had 2 players drafted. So, I mean, it's not a great number, but they had 2. Like a 4th and a 7th rounder. So, I don't know.
Here's the stat I found. It's the no Oklahoma State player selected in the first 2 days of the NFL draft for the 4th time in 5 years. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. First 2 days. Well, you like first 2 days / first day old school draft. So,
yeah.
Because it used to be rounds 1 through 3 on day 1.
Right.
It's like,
but that's still significant of why, if you have an NFL career, why would y'all even consider?
Like the money rounds. Like the money rounds are rounds 1 through 3. Those are where that's where you find your guys that you're going to build your team with. So,
how much did what's his name lose out from him losing his spot, the Georgia guy? He lost because he was picked up by.
Did he not end up on the Philadelphia Eagles like the rest of the 2022 national championship team? With the exception of Stetson Bennett to the Rams, of course. Good Lord, like Philly just picked every Georgia player they could get. Like it's like, I swear to God, like it's like a video game. That's some shit I would do when I get Madden and just customize the Cowboys with every active OU player I can get.
Yeah,
it's literally some video game shit.
I mean, to be fair, do we have a lot of room to speak because the Ravens and Oakland usually do the same?
Not in one draft.
I mean, it is
not in one draft.
What weren't you the one that?
Let's look at the Eagles. Ravens? Let's look at the Eagles. Like how many from Georgia? 1, 2, 3.
3.
God, that's at least 3. Who's this? They got 1 from Bama. Let's see, 1,
from
2, 3. Who's this? They took Oh, they took Moro Ojomo in the 7th round. Good for him.
Yep.
That's the guy who came out and basically said the Texas locker room is like not good. There's a bunch of dudes that don't care about winning in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, and then he was never allowed to speak again.
Yeah, they took his mic away, sadly.
Like he was a good interview too. I love that dude. Oh, you tried to recruit him. But yeah, Ojo, my man. It's like everything he said back then was not wrong. So
no, it wasn't. I mean, look, Eagles only took 3 Georgia guys. Like,
oh, I'm sorry, my mistake.
They took 3.
Just 3. Oh, my mistake.
3.
My mistake.
Do you
Jerry drafted Overshown? I wanted to kill him.
Wasn't that the running joke on it? Like he better not do this, and he did.
Like, why are you drafting an undersized inside linebacker that's hurt all the time? Why?
Because it's death taxes. Jerry Jones should not be allowed to draft.
Well, they wanted to get. They're trying to get a tight end, which they got later on. But like the one like the value pick I love for Dallas is Deuce Vaughn. Like that was a value pick. Now I don't think Deuce Vaughn's going to have like a 10-year career, but man, there's going to be a couple games where he does some shit like he did in college, and everyone's going to like, whoa. So I love the idea of having Deuce Vaughn on the Cowboys just to see what kind of creative shit. I just said Mike McCarthy and creative. What am I talking about? Well, I got a little crazy there. Mike McCarthy and creative.
Well, when you're speaking of like NFL as well, do you agree with the Ravens' contract with Lamar Jackson, or do you think Lamar is just laughing all the way to the bank regardless?
I couldn't care less about the Lamar Jackson drama.
Oh, I mean, I am too, but
like if I had like a drive time radio show that I was hosting, I would care and pay attention to it. But since I don't, and Lamar Jackson has no impact on what I cover for the most part, it's like
I mean, it did bump Jalen out of the highest paid NFL player.
Oh no, I'm so sad. It doesn't matter to me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. It was just more of a curiosity question. Overall, your thoughts? Do you think you had a good showing at the draft and everything beyond?
Yeah, they had like 5 players drafted, so it's like okay.
Who you man? And
they consistently get guys drafted. Now, does everyone succeed? Offensive linemen seem to succeed. Quarterbacks to an extent lately. Mm-hmm. The only wide receiver that does shit lately is a CD for the Cowboys. Defensively, that's going to take a few years for we'll be able to say things like that. But
I mean, I would think maybe this year we'll get some higher up draft picks from it, and maybe starting next year for sure.
Wait. Who's getting drafted next year?
Oh, I have no idea.
The guys who I think are dudes on this defense this year are not getting drafted for at least 3 years.
Hopium.
I mean, maybe Woody will get drafted. We'll see.
He's got to stay healthy and stuff too.
There's Woody maybe.
What's his face?
I don't know. Billy Bowman's got like. I don't think he declare right away. It just depends.
No,
it all depends what kind of years some of these guys have. I mean, there's some transfers that might do something. Maybe Reggie Pearson. If he has a great year, he'll get drafted. So we'll see. But like, I'm not expecting like a big time first round pick on the defense anytime soon. So it's gonna take a couple of years before we start seeing like the day. I'm just prepping for the day when PJ Adebari goes like top 5 in the let's see for 23, 24, 25 for the 2026 NFL draft.
Do you not expect Trace Ford?
No, Trace Ford. No.
Do you think it's his injuries?
Yeah, he's hurt too much. I mean, if he has, I hope
it's a legitimate question.
I hope he has a solid year this year and stays healthy. But no, he ain't. I don't think Trace Ford getting drafted. If he does, it ain't gonna be high.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, it was definitely a curiosity question, and who knows? I mean, they'll have another year under their belt. Maybe we will have somebody.
Like I said, really legit dudes on this defense who will get drafted and make an impact in the league are like 3 full seasons away from potentially happening.
Yeah.
Like Peyton Bowen is probably going to be a dude. PJ Adebawore going to be a dude. Son McCullough probably going to be a dude. So we'll see. Well, he's got 2 years, so we'll see what he does.
Yeah. We talked NFL draft stuff. What about recruiting? I mean, we picked up. We were on the live stream when someone kept saying that Zion was going to sign with us, and we're like, we haven't seen anything. And
they're talking about crystal balls and stuff. So there might be some activity this week. We'll see. I don't think Zion. I don't think he's the next one to pop. Maybe we'll see. Oh wait, did he already come? Hang on here. I am so out of it right now.
Well, that's why I've been trying to look at, because how are we looking with because I'm assuming a lot of them are still going to be holdouts for it that have like the big time offers.
I am so out of it right now. Now you got me confused. Who the hell is committed? I think Zion. No, Zion's already committed.
Zion committed. Yeah,
they committed 3 days ago. This is how much like I have lived in a haze lately. Because I was like, yeah, Carney's already committed. Duh, because I made a video about it. I was like, duh. No, I was thinking of Wesco. That's who I was thinking of. Because that's the other big time receiver that I was like, because Wesco's the guy I was thinking of. I don't think he's imminent, but I mean, this is another. Hey, guess what? Sister goes to OU. I think we're good. Or
what? Looking at the list and stuff. What about for like? Just a couple off the top of my head. What about for running back Taylor Tatum? Anything on him at the moment?
Who?
Taylor Tatum out of Longview. He's gotten a lot of offers from. I'm looking at mostly the big ones from it. Same thing with Stacey Gage, and Anthony Carey. Any of those 3 that look like they're
nothing imminent. No. I mean, okay. You're just like going. You're just going down a list. like
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm looking at the list. I'm looking at
the guy. No. The next guy to probably pop is probably going to be more than likely like Michael Baganowski. He's like he's a 3-star athlete, and I think he's like I think he's like the top player in Kansas.
Ooh.
So I think they see him as a DB. So
I mean, with the imminence of what the SEC play at this point, I mean, that is something you can keep on dangling. I mean, come play for us, guys. Like, it's official. So,
well, it's like, I mean, the guy is like, I think everyone's freaking out over Caden Durham and potentially, oh my God, some people say he's going to LSU. He got fonged to LSU, which is, being fonged is a scary thing.
Yeah.
LSU is a legit contender for Caden Durham, but I'm still picking OU based on what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think there's too much positivity in, family friend corner for Oklahoma. Yeah. Doesn't mean that OU is going to win out. It's guaranteed, but it's just, if you made me pick, I'll be a homer and pick OU still, but it's just, LSU made some noise. So, and it's legit.
For who again?
Caden Durham. He's like
Caden Durham. Okay. Caden Durham.
Yeah. Like that's the running back everyone's wanting to see. So potentially.
Any word on I can't pronounce his last name, but what about you had David Stone. What about Williams?
Enwinari. Yeah, potentially like a top one of the number 2 player in the country, based on On3, I think, or 24/7, or just of all like the D linemen that everyone's getting crazy over, if there's the one guy I'm most positive and comfortable with, it's him at the moment.
Is it just because his experiences have been fantastic? Is it just
well, no, it's just based on
stuff that's been
no,
saying?
no, it's just based on like all the, I don't want to say rumors, but all the reports, all the indicators. If I had to rank the guys who I'm most comfortable with, it would be him. I would put him at the top of the list, more so than David Stone. Now, David Stone is David Stone's number 2, just for the fact that mom is still kind of a factor. But I think that's like a Brent Venables, Todd Bates conversation or two away from being, taken care of.
Yeah.
And just having a heart to heart with mom. And I think, you can what was it? A swage? Was it a swage or assuage feelings or whatever? Just like a
convincer, essentially.
Yeah. So I think that's just, an in-home visit where you can. Because David Stone would have committed to OU like yesterday if mom wasn't like, I need you to get away from people or from that. It's like, I tell mom, there's bad people everywhere. There is no there is no magical state or city where there isn't some quote unquote bad people around. Now, granted, some cities and states have more bad people than others, but
right.
I mean, it's Norman. I mean,
it's basically there's worse places. Essentially,
just don't go to Midwest City ever. You'll be fine.
I mean, that's fair.
Just stay away from Midwest City. Period. You'll be good.
That's very fair. What about Sammy Brown? How are we feeling about him? Linebacker, Sammy Brown, Jefferson, Georgia.
That's not on the radar anytime soon. No.
Okay. I am going through the list for it.
Don't go down an offers list because just they're
I'm going. What I'm doing is I'm looking at kind of the big names on
there. No, but there's like a ranking of like, okay, what are you on 24/7?
Yeah, I'm on 247. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to look at like warm, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So like Sammy Brown, the one I just mentioned, warm, 27 other offers, 5-star. Out of it. Yeah, I'm not asking you.
I don't know. Like the ones I basically talked about with you are like maybe Xavier Robinson's a guy that everyone's like waiting on potentially. Like the ones that people feel, these are the ones that feel comfortable right now.
Gotcha.
But there's like no imminent date right now. Like Bryant Wesco, I feel good. Williams and Winari, I feel good about. Xavier Robinson, I feel good. Nigel Smith, I feel good about. Michael Patterson McDonald, I feel good about.
So there's guys you feel good about, and it's like it's that next layer.
Joseph Jonah Ajonye, I feel good about. So
gotcha.
Now that could change that could change in a few months. Who knows? But like as of April 30th.
It's May at this point. So
I don't have all these names in front of me where it's like you got me.
I'm disappointed.
Listen, recruiting ain't gonna kick up very much until June. So
right, because that gets closer to our barbecue.
Well, yeah, you'll have like the Champion barbecue stuff, and like June and July is when recruiting really gets revving up across the country, which is great for content creators like myself,
right? Who
need football content. May is going to primarily be a softball month, which is, all right, let's strap ourselves in. I need OU softball to go all the way again. No pressure. I need you girls to win it all again. Or at least to make it to the championship series.
I mean, based on what they're doing right now, I would say like right now they're doing pretty well.
I joked, it's like, are we really going to make OU play regionals and super regionals? Are we really going to bother with this? Can you just like not slot them into OKC at this point?
I actually had that dumb softball question.
Are you really going to make them play like Loyola State or whatever in like the regionals and have them murder some more innocent victims on their home field?
Well, that was something I was going to ask you, Sean, was on the softball. You reminded me of it. I know we don't watch the OSU, but is OSU in danger of not even playing in Oklahoma and they have to go to another regional at this point?
They're top 10.
I mean, are they though? OU's going to get the region. I mean, OU's going to get the Oklahoma regional. I mean, I don't know enough about that myself to even say.
Well, the
where would they go to?
The top 16.
They do
host regionals. So if you're in the top 16, guess what?
There's no.
Yeah, it's top 16. Top 16 host regionals. Top 8, and the top 8 after that, host supers. So if you're in the top 8,
gotcha.
If you're like Oklahoma wins, like they're gonna host the OU does not leave the state for the rest of everything. They don't they go to Stillwater. That's their trip. That's their last trip, basically. Is that Wichita State game happening Tuesday? I forget. Did they reschedule that? I can't remember. I know it got canceled because of weather. Like, who cares? We need to play this. Like that. I love softball because there's certain games. It's like, we don't. It's not. We don't have to play that game.
Right.
We just drop it.
When you mentioned some stuff, this came to me. Did you see from the last week about the simulated NCAA playoff bracket? If they had it last year, what teams would have been in, where the seeds are from it? Like, it's not what their ranking is; it's just where they would be seated at, who would be in like the top 4 and everything.
I mean, yeah, I saw it. I mean, I'm like, cool. That looks fun. We should do that all the time.
It does. I'm in disagreement with Red Dirt when he had something of like, what, and say your unpopular opinion on it. It's like everything was great when he was talking about that, but then it was like, we need to reduce the season to 10 and no out of conference. I'm like, and that'll never happen. I'm sorry, my man. They're never going to reduce it to 10 because they're not losing out on that money revenue on any of those games.
I mean,
it's not going to happen.
I think for the most part, I think we should play 10 conference games in the SEC, but that's just me. But I love that they keep on putting articles. They're going to decide between 8 and 9. It's like, will you stop with the foreplay and just come out and tell us what the I know they're not going to do it in July, but in July I want them to announce the schedule at SEC Media Days. I know. It'd be the biggest story. It's not going to happen because they're just going to be asked about it ad nauseum. What's the schedule for 2024? Though you Texas join. What's the schedule? What's the schedule? Everyone's going to be asked their clever questions on how would you schedule your first year of the SEC, Brent? All that, that's going to happen in July. So
yeah,
but it's like Brent, like his last Big 12 media days. He says, "How would you schedule?" It's like, well, he'll say, "We're here to talk about our Big 12 season in 2023." So I could just picture him saying that.
I could too. I mean,
we're not here to we're here to discuss the present. We're here to discuss what we're going to do in 2023 in the Big 12.
You actually reminded me of that. Did you see with the season stuff? That makes me think of Josie. Did you see they posted a thing yesterday about celebrating Josie for being here for so long and like what all he's done?
Well, he's not allowed to. He's not allowed to leave ever. He has to be.
No, he's not.
We're gonna put him ahead in the jar, like a Futurama. He'll be the.
Speaking about Josie, in your opinion, what are his best, like his single best accomplishment, and the one that you're like, he could have done a little bit better? I think the single best one was the SEC deal. I genuinely do.
I mean, you got to also give the current OU president a little credit for that because he had to sign off on that too, along with the Board of Regents. But that move was not going to happen until Boren retired because Boren wanted to go Big Ten, and
the Big Ten we didn't have that academics for it.
Yeah, neither is Nebraska, but they're in, so who cares?
That you have to have the requirements before, Sean, not after.
Yeah, they had the AAU requirements before, or whatever the American whatever bullshit club that they were a part of, and then they dropped and they lost it, and then too late, we're already in. It's just like
you got me, guys. We can't just kick you out.
The Association of American Universities, or whatever it's called, or some bullshit. It's like, who cares? Well, you're not part of this club. It's an agreement between schools to play sports with each other. Like, who cares?
Because it's a bigger deal. I mean, look at Oregon and Texas.
Stupid. We're gonna play volleyball against each other. Like, just.
Dude, I mean, it's a big talking
We're gonna play
point.
We're gonna play softball games in the spring. Like, does it really matter? Like, what we do for research and funding, all that stuff?
Apparently so.
And we can't play softball, guys. Like, you're not part of our special club. It's like, whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all about special clubs and college football, but it's like, jeez.
Only the ones that come in Brahms bags, though. Those are the really special clubs.
Whatever. I'm just ready for this upcoming season to be done because it's going to be a weird year for everyone. It's a lame duck season.
The divorce is going to be weird.
I mean, the divorce is already happening. We're just at the point where
we're moving the furniture out.
We're moving the furniture out, and we still have to see each other on weekends when we have shared custody, and it's just weird. It's awkward, but
it's awkward for everybody involved.
We're not gonna see some regular friends and regular colleagues that we normally would see because we have a weird.
That's some big air quote colleagues. I'll admit, Dad is still looking at what games he wants to go to, but I think he's going to go in a warmer season. But he was asking me like, what games are you like?
Home schedule's weak.
It's garbage.
So weak.
For it, it's bad.
That's why it's like you can go to home. Like if this one person, you can go to a home game. It's like I might go to the TCU game if that's my only choice. I go and I can do the Thanksgiving with the fam. And then it's like, oh wait, if I can go to any game, I'll go to Texas. We'll go to Texas. Yes. Because it don't matter who's what or what. It's OU Texas. I'm going. If I can go, I'm going. So
because I know what you're going for solely. It's not even for OU Texas. You want to go get your Belgian waffle that you have not had in.
I mean, I haven't had a Belgian waffle at the Texas State Fair since 2010, so it's been a long time. Perhaps that is. That will cure my anxiety and my panic attacks just by one bite with the whipped cream, the powdered sugar, and strawberries. I'll be cured instantly.
It'll be just like that from Ratatouille. You'll zone out, going back to the days, and then everything will be fine again.
I've never seen Ratatouille, so I don't know what that is.
Oh, my dude, that's a great movie. I don't care what you say.
It's funny because I've ridden the damn ride at Epcot Center, but I've not seen the movie.
I feel like there's some irony in that.
We had to. Dude, this was like a year or two ago. We had to wait all goddamn day to get on that ride because, like, we got there. It was a miserable rainy day, and I had to walk around Epcot in the rain, soaked in like a paper thin, like rain, poncho or whatever. It was like the worst day I've ever had at Disney. I just hated life, and I'm just like, we got there. And we signed up on like my buddy who happens to be named Josh here. He gets on his phone and signs up for Ratatouille. We're there like at 9-10 o'clock in the morning. Our earliest we could get on is like 8 o'clock that night. We had to wait all damn day for a reservation to get on that stupid Ratatouille ride. And it's great, I guess. I have no urge to ever get on it and do anything again. I guess the next time I go is try to get on the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster and then there's the Tron roller coaster. Everyone's going nuts on, so at some point I have 2 new rides that I have to like attend and go on. So
whenever you decide to go there, though,
I mean, I'll go see the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie comes out like next week. So.
I honestly have just zero interest seeing it, to be honest. I think
I have plenty of interest. I have plenty of interest in seeing it because it's like a franchise and it's got people that I care about in it. That's not. But I'll tell you what, you know what movies? Like the last movies I've seen lately, I saw John Wick 4, which is a masterpiece and will be held as one of the greatest action franchises ever. I saw Air. That's
the documentary. Yeah, I want to see that one.
Well, it's not. Well, it's not a documentary, but it's like
the loose documentary
based on a true story.
Yeah.
But Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, Ben
Was it
Affleck.
good?
But yeah, I really liked it. Like Ben Affleck is Phil Knight.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon playing like the basketball director or whatever. And just the whole now it got a little weird because like Matt Damon had his little Oscar scene speech at the end when he was talking to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that actually happened. That felt very Hollywood movie because you got to have that moment. And it was a really cool speech. And it was like he was telling Michael all the things that happened to like the heroes and how we build them up and tear them down. And as he's saying this to him to pitch him to sign with Nike, it shows like a collage of his entire career, his highs and his lows as he's saying it. It's like, my God, this is brilliant.
It's a great scene, but it seems very out of place.
The woman, God, I don't know her name, but the woman they got to play Michael's mom was really good. Like maybe like I'm gonna be bold here, maybe best supporting actress good. She was pretty awesome. The woman they got to play Michael's mom, she was good.
So you saw Air with it. I want to see that one as well.
I saw that on a whim because I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna see a movie because I just wanted to go and get something to eat. I'm like, what's playing? Because I had said I want to see a movie that's not a damn comic book movie or something. I want to see something that's like, what's a movie that I would just ignore? Air, Damon, Affleck. I'm gonna go see it. It's about Michael Jordan signing with Nike. Great idea. It has all the things that boom. I'm gonna go see it. I thought it was great. So if you get a chance to go see it while it's still out, if you get like a matinee or something, you want to go check it out, I would. Definitely a good flick. It's amazing how. Because like everyone just like looks at Nike now as the big empire they are now, but they were like,
they were
when it came to running shoes, they were awesome. But when it came to basketball, it's like Nike, they suck.
Yeah, well, and that was and said in the Last Dance where it was like even Jordan was very tentative because I think it was
Jordan wanted to go to it. He was going to it because Adidas was the cool thing.
Adidas, yeah.
Adidas was the shoe back in the 80s, and then. What helped with Michael is like when they designed the first Jordan, they were limited because like the NBA had a rule back in the 80s where 50% of the shoe must be white because they didn't it was like it's so what they did with the
know that
what
they didn't mention that in the Last Dance at all.
What they did with the first Air Jordan was that they said fuck it. Make it how you make it. Put it in Bulls colors. Just go for it. And it's like if you wear shoes that are not 50% white, you'll get fined $5,000 a game. And Nike said we will cover the cost of the fines. And it was like that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, that's why they're a household name now. Like, gosh, I mean, it helps Michael Jordan and stuff.
Well, because Jordan was the first guy ever to get a percentage of his shoe sales. Because mom made sure that happened. Because like that was the one condition he will sign with Nike as long as he gets a percentage. Well, we're not. You can't do that. It's not how the industry works. It's like, well, we're gonna. Do you want my son to sign with you? And so they gave him a percentage. And of course, Michael Jordan could screw up. Well, he can't screw up, but like Michael Jordan does not have to do anything. He could just live off Nike Air Jordan. I mean. Just like because they consistently put out those shoes, man, and it's just like the Jordan brand. Man.
Jordan brand. Like I think it's on the side. Yeah, Jordan brand.
I really liked what they did because they got a guy to play Michael, but you don't see his face. He doesn't really talk that much, if ever. You see the back of this dude's head. So they didn't want someone just to play Michael as I'm Michael Jordan because like it would take you out of the movie. It added a little more mystique to it.
Yeah.
Like you saw mom and dad, but you saw like the back of his head all the time. I thought this is actually really clever. I loved how they did it. They really treated him like he was this big important figure, and it made him more impactful. Even though it's Michael Jordan, it's like and they could have easily done something gross with like CGI someone's face to make it look like young Michael, what's they could have done some Uncanny Valley shit, but they didn't do it. I loved what Affleck did. It was great. So, great movie. I would go see Air.
You know what when you're talking about like the deal and everything like that, to me what the single best, probably equivalent deal to that is George Lucas with the Star Wars toys, where it was like, oh yeah, it was something astronomical amount percentage where it's like 90% of the toy sales go to me. There you go, problem solved. You're rich. You don't need to make any more money.
Well, they didn't the first movie didn't technically have toys yet. Like my favorite little thing about Star Wars, like the initial toys, it's like they had this thing where you ordered this little empty diorama that you would get the figures mailed to you, and then you would put the figures in the little diorama. Right. Here, order this, and you get this empty thing, and with the hope that one day you would fill it up with like initial Star Wars release toys. And because they didn't have a line that you would buy at stores, so like Empire. That's why you see most of the classic toys. It's all Empire, Return of the Jedi had their the individual lines and stuff. Like I remember back in the day. I'm getting really nerdy here, but
it's a legit. It's a legit thing.
Like the Boba Fett Slave 1 Return of the Jedi toy, like back in the late 90s, was like mint in box. It was like $500. I don't know if it's still that much now, but it's like I'm just thinking back all the OG like 80s toys and stuff. So, but I see them. I see collections of those at Acme whenever I go there. So,
I mean, again though, the George Lucas, like it's a good deal. Like how they manipulated it to play into their favor. Like, yeah, it's still
That's how you build an empire.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was what it was.
If only comic book writers and artists had that in America. But anyway, what were you saying?
What other films are you looking forward to?
I don't know. I guess Guardians is the only thing. Guardians 3 is like what I'm waiting to see. But I might go see the new Evil Dead at some point.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I've heard positive reception about it.
I've heard it's very like creative with some of its gore and violence, like evil. But
yeah,
I mean we're getting like Evil Dead talk here, Sam Raimi talk here, but it's like I think the best Evil Dead movie was Evil Dead 2. And because
because the first one was getting his foot in it. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, Evil Dead 1 is fine for what it was, but like Evil Dead 2 is great because it had that perfect mixture of horror and zaniness and over the top, and did things you had never seen before.
Correct.
In a movie, it's like one of the, I think it's like on some type of list, it's like one of the greatest movies ever made. What on some list you would make. I don't know what that list is, but it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Because Evil Dead 1 was all to the left on, all to one side, I should say, on horror. Evil Dead was right in the middle, perfect, and Army Darkness was just silly. It's fun, but it's like very silly.
It's fun, but it's not.
It was very quotable, and everyone referenced it back in the day, and it's like served its it's been like forever since I watched Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is very PG-13 and super comedy.
It's on
the remake from 10 years ago was whatever.
It was okay.
Like from like the dead, like we're talking Deadites on this thing now. The Deadites need to have that sweet spot in the middle, like in Evil Dead 2, where they're scary and they frighten you, but at the same time, there's like they're over the top and silly and zany. There needs to be that. Like this new Evil Dead, I feel like is like 75% in the direction of horror. There's like 20-25% of the zaniness, but I'm just throwing out numbers there.
What about the series? Did you think the series?
I didn't watch the series. I didn't care.
Gotcha.
Like I'm not a super fan, but I like I think the second Evil Dead 2 is like I could pick that up and watch it whenever.
What about okay, so besides Evil Dead, Guardians of the Galaxy, are you gonna go see the George Foreman movie?
Oh God, that does exist.
It does.
There's, I mean, I guess you could lump Aaron to this, but like that's kind of like the new thing. I say new thing, but like the whole, based on a true story, based on the life story of so and so type of films. Like
yeah,
like the Elvis movie was complete garbage. It was so bad.
Well, wasn't there so much incorrect information with it as
yes,
well? Like,
that's the thing. That's what made it stupid. It's like, wait, I wasn't alive back then. Even I know most of this is bullshit.
That was my understanding. Like it was bad.
I remember it's like Bohemian Rhapsody, like the Freddie Mercury movie. It's just like with Queen. It's like, okay, there's yes and no. It's like I had fun watching.
Yeah,
I had fun watching that with a friend of mine on a live stream once. That was great. He made this one reference and I couldn't help but make a joke about it and just like he just went no. It's one of those you had to be there type of things.
Right. What about
he said that like the guy who played a Freddie Mercury, I forget his name. He doesn't look like, he just has like this he has this like Goofy from Goof Troop looking like face to him and everything.
Yeah.
And so I just basically like, we're going to Live Aid, Maxie, and that's just what broke him. Like, no, you made it real.
That was too spot on. What about
going to Live Aid, Maxie?
Can you do the anyway?
No, I would have to go.
Wilhelm scream.
I had to pull the mic away.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I scared
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Well, obviously you're not going to see Fast X unless you just hate yourself. You're not going to see Little Mermaid. I know what movie.
Wait. Start the list over again. What?
Fast X. You're not going to go see Fast X.
I never cared about Fast and the Furious, which I'm like
there
one
you
of
go.
People who don't care.
You're not going to see Little Mermaid.
No, because I can still watch the 1989 version if I want to watch The Little Mermaid.
Correct. I know what movie.
And I don't care that she's black. That's not the point. The point is, why are you remaking like the legendary Disney animated films? I don't see the point. But anyway.
I know what film you are going to go see, probably opening weekend, if not opening day. It's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Opening day? No, probably not opening day.
Opening weekend, yes.
No, probably not.
Really? I figured you'd be in line for
that. I grew up collecting Spider-Man comics, and that movie, there are people I know who love that first movie way. I know I like it too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like obsessed with it like some people are. I think Nick Cage as Noir Spider-Man is like great casting. But it's like I'll go see it. It was fun, and but overall, it's like I'll see it on a Tuesday or something when it's quiet.
I'm surprised.
But I'm not gonna be like I gotta go see it. I'm not gonna be that guy. No.
I thought you really enjoyed it.
No, I was like that for John Wick, Chapter 4, because that movie got delayed because of COVID. And I was pissed. I finally got the ultimate payoff I was waiting for in that movie. It's like, yeah.
What about? I mean, you'll probably wait for this one, Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
I'm not going to see that in theaters. I don't give a shit.
What about Indiana Jones? Since that's last, Harrison Ford.
No,
I mean,
I will probably skip it.
I have no. I'm going through basically to the end of.
I have no urge to watch Harrison Ford just like embarrass himself, or
What about?
I know they're going to uncanny valley his freaking face too, and do some flashback shit.
What I know you're not going to go see Barbie. What about Teenage?
Whoa! I am going to see Barbie.
I mean, I am going to go see Barbie, but I'm surprised
everyone is going to see Barbie.
That's fair.
Everyone. That's going to be like out of nowhere, like #1 movie for like 4 weeks straight. People are going to see Barbie. Everyone who says they're not, they're going to see Barbie.
That's fair. I thought you wouldn't see it because it's just not your thing to go pay money for. But
no. That looks special that could be special for various different reasons, good and bad. I'm not missing out on Barbie because that could be either great. I hope Barbie goes full like independent film surreal type crap.
Yeah.
Are we just dolls? Or is living in a Barbie world? You know, I want to have like these. I want to have what's the phrase when you have
existential crisis?
Existential crisis, yes. Yes,
I want to see.
I want to see if it turns into Barbie having an existential crisis that her Barbie world is not like everywhere else, and we have like these deep. I want to see if it tries to be deep and goes somewhere. I want to see if it does weird shit like that. I want it to be if it turns into a surreal movie, I'm totally down for that.
It might be. I mean, there's no telling. I mean, I'm assuming what they showed us was the first 15 minutes.
Like, what if like the Barbie movie is like, you know, you pull like a Lego movie where it turns out like it's just, and then as the movie ends, it's just a girl in her room playing with her dolls.
I mean, it'd be like the Lego movie then at that point.
Yeah, exactly. If you take it another step further.
I mean, it could be.
You could get real weird with it. Not too weird. I'm not talking like, you know, not talking about where like, you know, it's we're having children crying and getting pulled from the theater, but like,
right.
I'm picking things out in that trailer. I was like, okay, there could be something here. There could be something here.
Yeah. The only other one that was on the list, by the way, was
when's Barbie come out again? July
21st.
Oh, I'm so there.
The only other one I have on there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it's a Seth Rogen on it, and it looks really good. It actually looks good.
There's like 80 different versions of Ninja Turtles over the past 2 years.
What's wrong with that?
Can there be a little consistency?
No.
There has to be like everyone has to have their own version of Ninja Turtles. Like we just had one that just wrapped up that was like Netflix. I don't know. There was a CG one and there was the anime style one. There's like I can't keep track of all that shit anymore.
You have to keep it. It all has to be.
I went back and watched the 03 series like last year to kill time. Yeah, until it got to the stupid seasons in the future that nobody likes, but I stopped watching. But it's like I mean, was that the one where they revisited their 80s self, or am I thinking of the series? No. That was a special episode at the end. That was an individual special. I'm talking about like when you get to like season 5 or 6 of that show, it turns into like
weird.
We're in the future, and it's like, oh, this is not fun anymore.
What
this is not like the original comic books anymore, because that's why people like that show. It was like the original comics,
right? Because the original comics were good.
Yes.
The last one, I know you're not going to see it because I feel just the laugh coming on is Blue Beetle. I don't think you're going to see that.
Well, I tend not to see DC movies. Period.
I mean,
I just don't give a shit.
Because you're not doing anything wrong there.
I'm not seeing The Flash because I don't give a fuck.
You don't want to see all 15 seconds of Michael Keaton?
I mean, I can watch a YouTube clip in a year, and that will cover it. Like I saw it.
I mean, it will be there, within a weekend?
I don't want to see a movie starring a guy that frankly should have. Urza Miller's not a good dude, so
he should be exactly
I'm
where
not. Like Urza Miller's not a good dude, so I'm not going to see him.
Again, it's no different than Jonathan Majors. What happened with him? So
yeah, he should be fucking fired too. Jonathan.
He is. I mean, they're finding the next guy at this point. They're like, they know.
Jonathan Majors should be fucking fired, and I don't care. They can see that's the beauty part with Kang, because there's multiverse. You could just get a new person and say that's Kang. That's all you got to do.
But Sean, they already showed all of them. Just say it was the wrong variant.
No. The other variant's over there. He's off camera.
Huh?
The other variant's off camera. He's over there. You just didn't see him.
I think you know what they should do. They should just have
just get Robert Downey. Just get Robert Downey Jr. Just get Robert Downey Jr. to play Kang. Seriously,
that'd be the ultimate funny. Like, I think you could do that. I always had.
If you want to fuck people up in a theater, have the real Kang, the one that's the most powerful, be Robert Downey Jr. Like, turns out like Tony Stark turned into Kang. Tony Stark turns into Kang, and they have to defeat evil Tony.
That's a good story because a lot of people think Tony's already evil anyway. That's a really good story.
You have the one alternate universe where Tony Stark became the original Kang, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Kang, and it's a big
that,
and it's a big and it's the big reveal at the end of a movie, and to be continued or whatever.
And people would flip out. I
was thinking the fuck out.
I was thinking if it was going to be something like.
Could you imagine Tom Holland Spider-Man having to try to take him down or whatever or something? And it's like that big emotion. Yeah, that's how you get people back for Phase 5.
And well, that's also to not ruining the ending of Endgame or ruining Tony Stark. That's a good one. I like
because if you're playing with the multiverse, like it's a sandbox. It's a what if Tony Stark? Like, just think about it. Like what if?
Good.
I mean. What if like Tony Stark? Let's put it this way. This is how I would book it or write it. You go back to Civil War. What if things happened a little differently in Civil War? Yeah. What if Tony Stark not only won, but people died? Like more people died. What if Don Cheadle died? You know how he gets like knocked out as War Machine he gets temporarily paralyzed. What if what if he gets killed? What if Cap ends up getting killed, and then what if Tony gets so enraged over finding out the truth about how his parents died? What if he goes a little too far? And then
it would make sense.
That's how I would book it. You do an alternate history of Civil War where Tony not only wins, Tony wins the fight with Cap, because Cap kind of wins the fight and then lets him go. And then they go off and do their thing. But it's like, what if Tony wins and kills Cap because he's pissed? That's what I would do.
Man, and they've already ruined it then, because I was going to say you could use the Iron Patriot armor. But they already ruined the Iron Patriot armor.
No, screw that. Like, he gets he develops his stuff, and he gets the full Kang look. And then he has like a fake face. Like you make his face look like the comic book, like the super comic book version, but then it turns out it's like a facade the whole time. Then it's Tony Stark is like Kang.
That's how you save. Yeah, I don't disagree.
You have evil Tony Stark.
That's good. And that's how you get people in theater, and it does not ruin the legacy already. That's good. I like that.
You do that like at the end of a movie as a big reveal, and then it's like to be continued.
See, I had it.
How much money would the next movie make?
Bank. Because I had the thought, Sean.
And then you tease the return of Chris Evans for temporarily, and then you tease the return of like
all the big names as much as you could.
Yeah, you try to like Tony Stark versus the Marvel Universe, basically.
Yeah, I mean that would be one too. That you could, man, that's good. You topped mine. Mine was going to be Sean. It was just Jonathan Majors, but then at the end, no, this was not really it. One of the Kang variants is actually Doctor Doom, and tie that into the Fantastic Four. That was my idea. I like yours a lot better though.
Well, we'll see what they do with like Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. This is like try number 4.
Yeah.
So you had the Roger Corman movie they made for $1.50. You had.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's just funny.
You have the Roger Corman movie they made for $1.50. You have the
2004, which
the 2000s films that were.
They were okay.
There was no more. I watched a lot of shitty movies like that were bootleg while I was in Afghanistan in 2007, and nothing disappointed me more than Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which was basically
that was terrible.
That was like I like. Here's what's funny about that movie. It's such a short movie because when we got the DVD from the Haji Mart and we ripped it and we put it on our server. So because we created a little like network so people could watch like bootleg movies from the Haji Mart. And I looked at the running time because it was like the cam rip was literally from the start of the movie and no credits. It ended at the end. And it's like if you took off credits, it was barely an 80-minute movie.
Yeah.
Without credits. It's like, holy crap, this is like you just like shit this thing out like Galactus is just some giant fart cloud in space, and it's like
he's a giant dust bunny in space. Yeah,
it's like fuck you, Fox. Like you have the Coming of Galactus, one of the greatest, most important like comics in the history of Marvel, and you fuck it up. So you do that, then so you have 1, 2, and then the third attempt by Josh Trank. Oh God, Josh Trank. Well, because he did Chronicle, and Chronicle was good. Let's give him Fantastic Four, and it's like, oh. Then finally, they lost the rights to Fantastic Four. They got their.
Wasn't even that good either.
No, Chronicle was good. That's why it's disappointing. If Chronicle wasn't good, I would agree with you. Chronicle was good. I enjoyed Chronicle. Chronicle is what happens when you do some original shit, but no, Chronicle was good. Fan Four Stick was garbage.
I'm either thinking of Chronicle or I'm thinking of I Am Number 4. Either one of those, they were terrible, and I cannot remember which one it is.
Well, Chronicle was written by Max Landis, who's canceled, so you're not allowed to like Max Landis anymore. I mean, he allegedly did some things.
He's out.
I mean, he still does his YouTube channel. So anyway, but yeah, like I always thought Fantastic Four. My idea for the Fantastic Four. Should have. Hello, Weston. We are not even talking sports anymore at this point. My idea for the Fantastic Four reboot in MCU, and they won't do this at this point because it would be too much fun. I would literally. This is what I would do. I would literally, because I've told you this before. I would set the opening of the movie in September of 1961.
Yeah,
and you literally go Venture Brothers with it, but not like all the way. You know what I mean? I would go full Johnny Quest Venture Brothers type of feel to it. You have them launch you have them launch in the rocket in outer space. They get hit by cosmic rays. You get hit by cosmic rays, and you get flown forward in time. And then you have a monument because they teach you in school. Oh, remember you treat it like, this is I don't mean to be like I'm not treating this, but you kind of treat it like it was the Challenger explosion. You have the blip. We'll never forget the day when we lost Reed. We lost Dr. Reed Richards and his crew, and because they disappeared, and then they reappear in modern day. And it's like, and they have these superpowers. Like, what happened to us? And then you do stuff with like Ben Grimm, where because originally you had the Yancey Street Gang, where he would have his, but instead of the Yancey Street Gang, they would all be old, and then they'd be a bunch of old dudes, and then like the Yancey Street Gang would be like their grandkids or whatever. And then it's like, yeah, we're the Yancey Street Gang. It's like, whoa, so you modernize them a little bit. I mean, come on, Johnny Storm, TikTok. It's so like you just make you make Johnny Storm like a you make him Johnny Storm is a baby boomer teen, but in the TikTok era, just instant comedy there. Sue Storm learns about how far women's rights have come, or in some cases been taken away lately, but still how far things have come. Reed Richards is still Reed. Reed is still Reed, and still has to learn and still has the guilt of like trying to fix things. So, and
Reed has the guilt, but also like how much technology is advanced. Like,
and he's playing catch. He's playing catch up of 60 years of, but some of the stuff that he was working on back in the 60s is still more advanced because he was working on all this stuff, I think you do. I would do I wouldn't do Doctor Doom movie 1. You'd save Doctor Doom for movie 2. You don't do Doctor Doom. Like, hint at Doctor Doom.
Then.
Well, here's what you do. you talk about Latveria, you mention it, you tease it a little bit. I would do Mole Man. I would do
Absorbing Man.
I mean,
no, he's Thor. He's Thor.
No, he's Thor. But you have you've got like the you could do the first issue, like roar, the monsters, Mole Man underneath and everything. You have I mean, you have Namor now, so you could do the stuff with Namor and Sue, like at the comics. So you got that drama you could build in. Let's see, you have I'm trying to think of the Fantastic Four stuff you could do, but just you could do just like a generic like cosmic stuff,
Yeah.
But you save Doctor Doom for movie 2, and then you build up to, instead of having the Avengers be the big get together, you get a Fantastic Four 3 be the big get together with the coming of Galactus, and you actually do it proper. So you have Silver Surfer, you have Spider. I mean, you can have
bombastic Bagman.
Yeah, so
make it a joke.
Like if Galactus happens in the MCU, you're not having none of the other Marvel heroes just sit on their hands. You know what I mean? So you can make it a big thing.
It's like Earth's Mightiest Hero, the second season where everybody was involved.
Yeah, so you don't have now the Fantastic Four is the primary. And you got to have Reed.
And the others like getting their asses kicked.
And you got to have Reed. Yeah, they have to find the ultimate nullifier because it's the only thing that can beat the Galactus. Blah 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 and everything. So you do all that stuff. But yeah, like I would love to see, and I don't know, like someone mentioned someone who they would get to play Galactus.
Oh, Antonio Banderas.
That's what I saw. Yeah, you got to have.
I'm all for it, man.
You got to have someone play Galactus who can, like, you're playing a giant guy in a purple helmet, so you got to. But again,
dude, he has the Puss in Boots energy, though. I can see it. I'm Galactus, devourer of worlds. Feed me if you dare. I can see it.
He can't be goofy. Galactus you got to have that Thanos energy, man. You got to be a dude who like commands the room. So you literally have to take over and make everyone go, oh shit, this is for real. Like Galactus has to be scary. Like you need to see Galactus consume a world. You need to see Galactus destroy a world. You need to have that mass destruction to put the fear of God in everybody.
Yeah, but what world would be an impact in MCU?
Just a generic like alien world. It doesn't matter. Oh, I don't know. And then a generic.
You gotta pick something that's got to tug at the heartstrings, though.
No, you don't have to. It could be a generic world where you see where you open up in that movie. Where you see, oh my God, this it could be a planet that Reed was like, hey, this is a planet we could visit. Oh, wait, that planet's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Oh my God. So, but if you wanted to be home in the Nova Corps, if you want to go that route, you could do that.
We've already done that though.
Okay, but you're asking me to pick a planet. I don't know.
That's the hard part. We haven't explored other planets. I mean, maybe Guardians or something, but we haven't.
Okay, but I'm just. It's like the opening of the '86 Transformers movie. Unicron shows up and consumes a freaking world. And
what if
you've seen the '86 Transformers movie, right?
Yeah. Oh, plenty of times.
Okay, so when Unicron shows up and like establishes, yes, and it scares like, oh my God, how do you beat this thing? That's what the type of thing you have to establish. How do you
Megatron? What are you doing here?
Well,
dead.
Yeah, still, but you know what I mean. You establish.
Yes.
Yeah, you had Orson Welles play the voice of Unicron, which is still amazing to this day.
Because
literally the last thing he ever did, he played a giant robot planet
that was eating everything.
And they had to have a filter on his voice because he just couldn't do it by himself.
Yeah. But that's okay. It was still epic. It's still one of the best. I like
the greatest role Orson Welles ever played. Come on.
Exactly. But I could see that. I could also see them doing Galactus where it's like he eats it, but then to show like something, have him destroy a city on Earth or something like.
No.
To really establish his presence.
No. You don't destroy a city. What you do is you show how you put the devices down and there's damage, but Galactus doesn't destroy a city. There's no point.
No, I know that, but I'm saying to connect with the audience, have his ship or something land before,
right. But what I said before is how you establish the fear. Galactus and what he can do. And if you don't stop him, it's over type of thing. That's how you establish, oh my God, this thing is unstoppable. And you do it on a world that has established technology and all these things and that are like centuries ahead of Earth, and they still can't stop him. So how does Earth, even though Earth has like some updated stuff and everything, it's still nothing compared to some of the other planets that Galactus is taking, stuff like that. That's what.
And you know what the perfect, and they've already used it, so it wouldn't be worth it. But man, that would be the perfect place to have Asgard, have him devour Asgard. It's already been done.
But Asgard was never. I mean, Asgard was never a planet. It was a realm.
I mean, yeah, I know that, but I mean,
there's
like, no other place at this.
I mean, it's differently. That's. I mean, they try to make Asgard an alien planet, I guess, but Asgard's like a different like dimension and stuff. So, does it exactly work? So no.
Oh, I know. You need something significant that everyone goes, oh crap. So, yeah. But
and plus it wouldn't matter because Ragnarok could have it. They would whatever. But
right, yeah.
But no, like Phase 4 has just kind of been bleh. Everyone kind of is like whatever.
The only good thing about Phase 4 was No Way Home and Multiverse. Depending on your opinion, I thought Multiverse was okay.
I didn't like Multiverse that much. I mean,
I thought it was too goofy.
I don't mind goofy. I had a good time watching it. I was just I didn't mind like what they were doing with it. It's just it didn't leave a big impression on me
because the movies weren't that good.
And I'll tell you what, like No Way Home does not have the lasting impact on me. It really doesn't.
No Way Home does with me just because that was childhood for it.
I mean, I don't have. I mean, I don't have like the only reason Andrew Garfield is there is because let's just throw him in there. It'll be fun. And yeah, people love Toby, and it's great. It was great to see him do it one more time. But it's like I saw the movie a second time, and about halfway through it, I was like, I want to go. I don't want to watch this anymore. I already saw it because I was hyped for it like everyone else, but it didn't have, for whatever reason, it's like I think part of it was because like a handful of the characters were from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and those movies sucked, and it was just it is just. It didn't quite have this, like, I like Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. That was great. Yeah. But, you had, Jimmy Fox as Electro, which it didn't work. You had the Lizard.
No, I thought in No Way Home that worked. In their series, it didn't work. Jamie Foxx was great in No Way Home.
You had Sandman there, which I guess kind of worked okay to an extent.
They made it work for what it was, that it was a future type of deal for it. See, now I feel that way about Wakanda Forever. I'm not going to lie. I fell asleep about a quarter of the way in because it was
Wakanda Forever needed a main character.
It didn't have a main character.
Yeah, it didn't have a main character. So
real fast, do you have 5 extra minutes? We have someone wants us to bring up, and I have no problems bringing it up. Power Rangers. Let's talk Power Rangers, Sean.
Do we have to?
Please.
Can I just like jam a ice pick into my ear hole?
No, because Power Rangers. Because
Why?
Once and Always was good.
Did you like your fan film by Netflix? Did you like your fan film with a budget that was so?
Look, now keep in mind there was issues with it because they were told it was going to be 8 episodes, and then apparently during film, they're like, no, you get 2.
You got your Netflix fan film. Congratulations.
It was good. It was good, Sean, for what it was. For it. There are obvious issues with it.
No, some of the most entertainment I got out of this was my buddy John, who was looking forward to it more than you, and then he ended up hating it. He was going to have a watch party, and I was going to go to this thing. And I said, I can't promise you I won't make fun of this as we watch it. And I'm so disappointed that he was such a little pussy about it and wouldn't like keep the watch party going.
Tell him that your friend Josh says he's a wimp. It was not bad at all. Like, he wanted unrealistic stuff that was never going to happen.
Well, no, that's what made it hilarious. He kept on pointing out continuity errors in a show that was taken from Japan, that was like that was chopped up and like altered from like when it came to continuity errors. And I'm like, dude, it's Power Rangers. Whenever there's a problem they just hand wave an explanation and they move on. It doesn't matter. Continuity and like, you know, plot device. Well, it's like, you know, Billy's gonna pull a robot or mechanical device out of his ass that will fix things. But
that's what made it good.
It's like, whatever. It's like that was
made. You cannot tell me Lord Zed was one of the best things that series ever had.
But Lord Zed wasn't in this thing. So
Robo Rita was, and to be fair,
and why do they have to have Robo Rita? Because they don't have enough Bandora footage that they could just throw in. See, that's the thing. If you wanted that thing to be good, they should have threw in some Japanese stock footage, and they didn't have any. They should have used Japanese. If they wanted to actually be a 30th anniversary celebration, where's my Japanese stock footage? Because where is my Japanese stock? Where's my Japanese? Where's my Japanese? Oh, no, Sentai's not Japanese stock footage. That's the actual show. You don't get stock footage.
That's what I'm saying. If they really wanted to, they could have just asked Japan for it. But
dude, the girl who played "quote unquote" Trini's daughter, that was, oh my god, the acting in that was
fine.
No, she was awful.
No, oh my
she was fine. Gosh, that was terrible. It's just like I laughed. She's like, oh my god, I want you to go away.
No, she was fine.
You were the most annoying character of this whole thing, and that's saying something.
Nah, I disagree. The
most annoying character is like the girl who, like, she's like, oh my god, you are terrible. You were terrible.
No, I think she was going through her stages of grief for it, and teenagers go through it differently than adults do. They don't know how to process.
That's
and it was fine.
That's terrible acting.
She worked with what she had, man. Like, if you only tell people we're casting you and throwing you immediately into the fire, she did fine for what she had.
Listen, the only thing I'll say about this, I think Billy and Zach make a great gay couple. So props to them for that.
Best dads. They're the best dads ever.
Yeah, I just don't try to get a wedding cake in Indiana and you'll be good. So, but for real, it was like,
it was fine.
I mean, I'll give credit. I mean, you didn't. So Jason David Frank could have been in this, even though he's no longer with us. So I think that hurt it a lot for a lot of fans. I mean, he could have been in it. I mean, Amy Jo Johnson, whatever. Give her.
It seemed like she didn't want to be in it.
Well, because they didn't want to pay her enough.
That was my understanding. Well, she kept giving the excuse like, I have a kid at home. I'm like, you could have arranged some of it.
It's like you know, here. It's like don't worry, Amy. We're going to offer you the same rate we were paying you 30 years ago.
Yeah, and she said,
we're going to offer you this. We're going to offer you the same rate.
Well, that's what everyone said.
That entire cast got fucked 30 years ago. They did like we talked about percentages of Michael Jordan in his shoes. They should have given the percentages for action figures.
Yeah,
that would have made up for things big time.
Well, and I mean, that was talked about on a subreddit. I saw it was like, they said basically, I don't know. So please explain why were they not?
I can't be in the 30th anniversary special. I'm too busy with the Peace Corps.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't go to the Peace Corps, you get the idea.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, no different.
I do honestly think it's a little. I'm gonna be very careful how I word this because I don't want to come off the wrong way. I thought it was a little. I did think it was a little cringy to kill off fake Trini. If you get what they killed her off. You couldn't it's one thing to say it happened like so long ago. To show it on screen was a little cringe.
I disagree.
I thought that was a little cringe. It's not like it was. It's not like it was brutal or anything. It was just.
No, it was brutal. She exploded.
I know. That's my point, though.
It wasn't brutal. She literally got evaporated, like from War of the Worlds, got evaporated.
Okay, but it's not like blood and guts fell from the sky. My point is,
right.
I thought it was a little
cringe.
Be more brutal too. If they would have just said she died like a few years ago because of whatever reason, okay, to explain her absence. But I do think it was a little cringe.
I don't think so. I think I look at it from another side as you've had Power Rangers basically fight, almost be invincible. This is the first. I mean, yeah, we've seen it, but they've come back.
You can honor.
But remember,
you can honor Tui Trang other ways.
But remember, Yost and Walter would not have agreed if they didn't think it was appropriate. And I think she died basically doing the most selfless thing you could do as a Power Ranger, is saving somebody.
I just think seeing it on screen was a little cringe.
I thought it was fine. And remember who your audience is as well. As they said,
yeah, the audience is 30 and 40-year-olds who remember Power Rangers, which is why I'm like, why does this and who is this? Which is the whole time I watch
the
is like
closest thing you're gonna get to a reunion, man.
Right, but my thing is, who is this for? They're making it for 30 and 40-year-olds. And it's like, okay. I mean,
because no different than why are they making stuff for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Why are they doing MCU stuff?
But they're doing new, but they're not bringing back the old crew. Like they're not making a new 86 or 87 Ninja Turtles type show. They can have like
they kind of are, but
no, they're not. Like everything's different. Everything's different style. Everything's different presentation. April O'Neil is new, and the new thing that they're putting out that people are screaming about. Oh my God, April's not the hot redhead with the yellow jumpsuit. Who cares? Just like
right.
I get that. Here's the thing: if you don't like Ninja Turtles, wait a year. It'll be different. Just wait a year. There'll be a new version of it.
Gotta have the turtles. Sean, I want to thank you for.
I'm not. I'm not done with this Power Rangers thing. It sucked. No, it sucked. I'm sorry. I like the old. I like the OG Megazord. You didn't get a Dragon Zord. If there is one legit complaint, no Dragon Zord. Okay, I agree there. No Dragon Zord. So all the member berries, no Dragon Zord member berries. Again, Jason David Frank, pay him his money. They should have paid him his money. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, so he could have been in it. Could have. But oh well.
And this goes way off topic for another time. I think some of it too is, even if you did pay the money, can you get Austin and Jason to not fight on set?
Yeah, but Austin wasn't there anyway, so who cares?
Right. Well, no, I understand that, but if you did pay him the money, theoretically, could you at least say this is for?
But who's more popular, Jason David Frank or Austin St. John? I rest my case,
dude. Yeah, it's Jason David Frank, but man,
Jason David Frank was more popular without fucking question. End of story. Like Austin St. John, like you could go bye.
Austin is third, whether he wants to admit it or not, because Amy Jo's second. That's who they really wanted on screen. Yeah. That being said, Austin was wanted back as well. They wanted the as best.
Well, of course, they wanted everybody, but Austin St. John is a douchebag.
No, he has his court stuff going on right now for it, and it looks like he got fooled into being basically putting money into a pyramid scheme. Oops. Yeah. It's not going to be he's going to go to jail. It's not going to be like the Wild Force Red or whatever.
Today on Power Rangers, Rita tricks Jason into giving money to a pyramid scheme. And gets him arrested.
Go Power Rangers!
With Jason in prison, he gets some of the Tyrannosaurus Zord.
You know what's sad? That sounds too on the nose with a Power Rangers episode. Will the Power Rangers be able to conquer Rita without forming the Megazord? Find out today. Anyway, Sean, I want to thank you for joining tonight and going over as well.
Oh no, Zach has gotten into crypto. What do we do now?
Zach wouldn't get into crypto. You know that. I want to thank you for joining. Everyone, thanks for joining as well. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
Thank you for listening to an hour and a half of not sports talk.
Everyone likes movies. Everybody likes Power Rangers.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Everybody be sure as well, spread word like channels here. Everybody join in for live streams for as well as go watch some of the past stuff. Like there's more than enough content on the channel. Spread the word. Want to see people more interact. I want to see people come in as well. So again, thank y'all for joining tonight. We'll try to have another one here if there is something to talk about like in the next couple of weeks. So Boomer Sooner, only one Oklahoma. See everybody here in a week or two.
I summon the mighty Sooner Zord.
The covered wagon?
Yes.
Sure.